Okay, uh, good afternoon, students. Welcome to the GST class, GST CA class. And in the previous class, we have learned about the various returns or what are the services on which the GST was levied as per the GST Act. What are the GST rates applicable for various services. So what are the various services that come under the nil category? What are the services that come under the 5% category? What are the various services that come under the 12% category? What are the various services that come under the 18% category? What are the various services that come under the 28% category? All these things we have learned in the previous class. In today's class, we try to learn about the refund of GST. What do you mean by refund? Why this refund is allowed as per the GST? What are the various circumstances in which the refund of GST can be made by the suppliers? And what are the last date for applying for refund of GST under various situations? All these things we try to learn in this class. Okay, let us start the class. Refund of GST. What is refund of GST? Refund means return whatever the tax paid by the suppliers to the government. He can get refund or he can get refund of his output tax liability. It is not input tax credit. It is output tax liability. Whatever the tax paid by the supplier to the government, in certain circumstances, the government will allow the refund of GST paid by the suppliers. So usually, when the GST paid is more than the GST liability, a situation of claiming GST refund arises. It generally, refund means asking for repayment of tax, whatever the tax paid by the supplier from the government. Generally, when do you expect refund or when do you apply for refund from the government? Suppose if you have paid GST more than what really your liability, GST liability. That means if the tax paid, actual tax paid is more than the GST liability, in that case, you or supplier will be paid refund of the GST. Under GST, the process of claiming a refund is standardized to avoid confusion. As per the GST Act, the process of claiming a refund, how the refund is to be claimed, when the refund is to be claimed, and what is the process. All these things have been standardized under GST law. It is standardized to avoid confusion among the suppliers. If the suppliers are confused, automatically the law may not be implemented in a proper way. Lesser the confusion among the taxpayers, greater the possibility of implementation of the law. Therefore, to avoid confusion among the suppliers regarding the refund of GST, the process has been standardized by the government. The process is online and time limits have also been set for the same. So as the payment of GST, as the payment of GST is online, in the same way, in the same manner, the process of claiming refund, the process of claiming refund and the payment of refund by the government is also online. Everything is online. And there is a time limit set for each and every refund process. The time limit, that means there is a time limit within which the supplier has to apply for refund and the time limit to get it approved by the government. Therefore, the refund process, the refund of GST under GST Act 2017 is allowed under various situations. Okay. So, when can the refund be claimed? That means what are the various situations in which the refund of the GST, it is a output liability, output tax liability, or outcome tax liability, or tax paid on outward supplies. Tax paid on outward supplies can be claimed for refund. What are the different situations? Refund in GST can be claimed in the following scenarios. So GST paid on outward supplies can be claimed by the supplier in the following scenarios or in the following circumstances, in the following ways. Okay, what are those scenarios? Number one, there are many cases where refund can be claimed. There are many cases where refund is allowed under GST law. That means if there is a possibility as per the act, refund can be claimed by the suppliers. Here are some of them. Here are some of the important situations in which the refund can be claimed. That is, excess payment of tax is made due to mistake or omission. The first situation is excess of payment of tax is made due to mistake or omission. That means due to mistake committed by the supplier, he has paid excess of tax, excess GST than what he actually to be paid. That means he has paid more tax than his tax liability due to mistake in calculation or due to omission of certain transactions. So in that circumstances, we can claim for refund of output GST paid to the government. Next, dealer exports, including deemed exports, goods or services under claim of rebate or refund. So, in case of exports, any supplier exports its goods or services and pay the IGST or compensation cess, then in that case he can claim for refund or rebate, because for the purpose of encouraging exports in the country, the government is providing certain beneficiaries, certain benefits, certain relaxations, certain tax concessions to the exporters. So the exporter initially he can pay the IGST and later he can claim for refund of IGST paid by him on exports. Okay, so it's one of the initiation followed by the Indian government to help the exporters or to provide incentives to the exporters in reducing the tax burden. Next, ITC accumulation due to output being tax exempt or nil rated. ITC accumulation due to output being tax exempt or nil rated. That means if any supplier has paid the input tax credit on his purchases, and on all these things there is a tax exemption, or all the goods or services are nil rated, then in that case he can claim for refund of input tax, whatever the input tax paid by the supplier, that input tax can be claimed for a refund by the suppliers. Okay, so ITC accumulation due to output being tax exempt or nil rated. In that circumstance also you can claim for refund of the tax. Next, number 3, refund of tax paid on purchases made by embassies or UN bodies. Refund of tax paid on purchases made by embassies or UN bodies. So these are the two special category of suppliers which are to be registered under special category as per the Indian GST Act. That means the embassies and UN bodies. So whatever the tax paid by these embassies, and union bodies, United Nations bodies, purchased from India, on purchases made from India, that tax may be refunded. They can claim for refund of those tax because they are allowed to for refund of the GST. So embassy or United Nations bodies. whatever the purchases made by these two category of suppliers, that is embassies and United Nations bodies, while purchasing they will pay the GST to Indian government, and later they can claim for refund of their tax. This is another situation. Okay. Next, refund for international tourists. Refund for international tourists. That means the international tourists who come to India to visit Indian tourist places, they can buy goods in India and they can pay for the goods purchased, and tax may be paid by them on goods purchased in India. After going back to their country, they can claim for refund of the tax. They can claim for refund of the tax by the foreign tourists or international tourists, because whatever the tax paid on purchases they made in India during their visit to India, they can claim for refund of the tax paid by them during their visit. Okay, so this is another situation in which the refund claim may be made. The refund claim may be made by the international tourists. Okay, next, finalization of provisional assessment. Finalization of provisional assessment. That means a supplier who has applied for provisional assessment by the GST authorities, they will assess the tax liability of the concerned person. That means tax liability of the person who requested them for provisional assessment, and they asked the supplier to pay that much of tax provisionally to the government. Then later they finalize the assessment. They finalize the assessment. Suppose after finalization of assessment, if the tax paid by the supplier under provisional assessment is more than the final assessment, more than the GST to be paid under final assessment, then whatever the excess amount paid by the supplier in while provisional assessment has done, so in that case the excess tax paid by the supplier can be claimed. The excess amount can be claimed to refund by the supplier. So after finalization of provisional assessment, if the provisional tax paid by the supplier is higher than the final tax liability, in that case the excess paid by the supplier may be refunded by the government. So the supplier may apply for refund of the tax. Next, excess balance in electronic cash ledger. So excess balance in electronic cash ledger. That means every registered person has to maintain 3 electronic ledgers in the GST portal. Every registered trader has to maintain 3 electronic ledgers in the GST portal. So among these three, important ledger is electronic cash ledger. So this electronic cash ledger is useful in transferring or in payment of tax to the government and getting refund from the government, getting refund of tax from the government. Therefore, if there is excess balance in the electronic cash ledger, that means every registered supplier has to maintain some minimum cash balance in the electronic cash ledger. If the cash balance, if the balance in the cash electronic cash ledger is above certain level, above minimum level, then the supplier can make or can claim for refund of that excess cash held in electronic cash ledger. Okay, so this is another situation wherein the supplier will claim for the refund of tax. Next, on account of export of services with payment of tax. So on account of export of services, suppose if anybody, any supplier, any Indian supplier exported services to other countries. After exports, he has paid tax, he has paid IGST to the government. Then afterwards, that means after making exports, they can claim they are eligible for getting back their outward supply tax. They are eligible for refund of tax on outward supplies or exports made by the suppliers. That means the condition is he should have paid the tax. He would have paid the tax and exported the services. If he has paid, then he can claim for refund. Suppose if he has exported services by just giving bond, in that situation, the government will make adjustments because he has not paid the tax. But if he has paid, if he has paid out, outcome or outward supply tax to the government and exported to other country, in that situation, they are eligible for claiming out tax on outward supplies. Next, on account of supplies made to SEZ unit or SEZ developer with payment of tax. So the supplies made to SEZ or SEZ developers is also considered as equal to exports, and the exports as well as supplies made to SEZ unit or SEZ developers, these two are considered under nil rated or zero rated supplies. Zero rated supplies in which the supplier need not pay tax to the government. Need not pay tax to the government. Tax means IGST and compensation cess. These two need not pay. But suppose if in certain circumstances, under certain circumstances, if any supplier supplies made to SEZ or SEZ developer has been paid tax. If any supplier paid tax on the supplies made to SEZ unit or SEZ developers, in that case, he can claim for refund of the same. He can claim for refund of the same from the government. That means on exports as well as supplies made to SEZ unit and SEZ developer, both are eligible for refund of outward supplies. Next, export of goods or services without payment of tax. So export of goods or services without payment of tax also. If they have exported either goods or services without payment of tax, in that circumstances also they can claim for input tax credit accumulated. Whatever the input tax accumulated, that accumulated input tax can be claimed for refund by the exporters of goods and services. Therefore, exporters of goods or services with payment of tax and without payment of tax are eligible for claiming the refund of tax. If they pay the tax on outward supplies, they are eligible for outward tax on outward supply and tax on inward supply. Suppose if they have not paid any tax on exports, then they are eligible for inward tax on inward supplies. They are eligible for tax on inward supplies. Next, ITC accumulated due to inverted tax structure. Inverted tax structure, ITC accumulated. That means if there is any change in the tax structure, that means suppose if any goods or items purchased by a particular supplier, they have shifted from 12% category to 5%. For example, when he was purchased goods, the tax GST rate on those products was 12%, and he has paid 12% GST on their purchases. Then afterwards, the tax rate has changed by the GST Council from 12% to 5%. Then automatically whatever the tax paid by the supplier on its inward supplies due to inverted tax structure, or means due to change in the tax from 12% to 5%. So the difference, whatever the difference, that is 7% of tax, 12% minus 5%, 7% of tax, he can claim for refund. He can claim for refund from the government. So this is another situation wherein the accumulated ITC, accumulated tax paid on input tax due to inverted tax structure can also claimed or can also claimed for refund from the government as per the clause 2 of section 54 and subsection 3. Clause 2 of section 54 subsection 3. Okay. Next, on account of supplies made to SEZ units and SEZ developers without payment of tax. So, whatever the supplies made to SEZ unit or SEZ developer, if they pay tax on those supplies, they can get back their payment. And if they did not pay the amount, or if they did not pay the tax on outward supplies, they are eligible to claim their input tax on their inward supplies. Inward supplies. Next, on account of refund due to deemed exports. On account of refund due to deemed export, there are certain sales or there are certain supplies which are considered as deemed exports, though they are not real exports, but to encourage certain sales or certain manufacturers for claiming the tax incentives. So they are considered as exports, deemed exports. So in case of deemed exports also, the are suppliers can claim for refund of tax paid on outward supplies. Next, on account of assessment or provisional assessment or appeal. So, on account of assessment or provisional assessment or appeal, you know, there are various assessment methods. There are various assessment methods followed under the GST. There are there's a self-assessment, provisional assessment, or assessment by the GST officers, best judgment assessment, special assessment. All these are various types of assessments. So, due to variations in the assessment, due to tax variations in the tax liability of the supplier under various assessments. If any supplier paid excess outward tax than the real tax to be paid by that particular supplier, in that circumstances also they can claim for the refund of the GST. And in case of appeal, that means suppose if there is any litigation or if there is any appeal by the suppliers in the court of law or in the tribunal of GST, he if he has won against his claim, that means whatever the tax paid by the supplier is less than the tax liability, then in that case, if he get favorable judgment from the court or the legislation, in that case also he can claim for a refund of the tax. Next, excess payment of tax. If the supplier or the tax payer has paid excess tax than what he actually paid, in that circumstance also he is eligible. And any other reason, if there are under any circumstances, as per any other reason, if he has paid more tax to the government than what his actual liability, in that case they can claim for refund of GST. And now there are situations where the supplier cannot claim the refund. The, the supplier cannot claim for refund under the following situations. What are those? Number one, refund of unutilized ITC is allowed in cases where the goods are exported out of India or subjected to the export duty. Section 54 subsection 3. So as per the section 54 subsection 3 of the IGST Act, no refund of unutilized ITC is allowed. No refund of unutilized ITC is allowed in cases where the goods are exported out of India are subjected to the export duty. So the export duty levied by the central government cannot be claimed for refund. Only IGST, and that too it is subject to the rules and regulations of the Customs Act. Okay. So that's the number one situation where the customer or the supplier cannot claim the refund. Number two, no refund of ITC. No refund of ITC is allowed if the supplier of the goods or services or both avails of drawback or refund of IGST paid on such supplies. So, in case of the refund of IGST, if he has claimed the refund of outward supplies, then his input tax credit may not be refunded. He is not eligible for refund eligible to claim refund of his input tax credit paid on goods and services purchased by that particular supplier. Okay. Under various circumstances, if the output supplier is the supplier claimed the refund of output outward supplies, refund of tax on outward supplies, then in that case we cannot claim refund of input tax. Next, number three, no refund on closing stocks. As far as the closing stocks are concerned, no refund is allowed. No refund is allowed on closing stock because still that stock is under the control of the supplier. So accumulated ITC on account of relatively low volume of output supplies to inward supplies. Okay, accumulated ITC on account of relatively low volume of output supplies to inward supplies. So closing stock, input tax paid on closing stock cannot be claimed by the supplier. So these are the three situations in which the supplier cannot claim for the refund of the tax from the owner. Next, how to calculate GST refund. How to calculate GST refund. For example, Mr. B's GST liability for the month of September is 50,000 rupees. So the GST liability of Mr. B is only 50,000. That means he has to pay only 50,000 rupees as a GST tax to the government. But due to mistake, Mr. B made a GST payment of rupees 5 lakhs. But due to mistake, he has calculated his GST tax liability as 5 lakhs and paid this 5 lakhs rupees to the government. Now Mr. B has made an excess GST payment of rupees 4.5 lakhs. He has made excess GST payment of rupees 4.5 lakhs, which can be claimed, as a refund by him. We can claim for refund by him to the extent of 4.5 lakhs because he has paid excess to the extent of 4.5 lakhs. Originally, actually, he has to pay only 50,000 rupees tax, but instead of 50,000, he has paid 5 lakhs rupees as a tax. Therefore, he is eligible to claim refund to the extent of 4.5 lakhs. The time limit for claiming the refund is 2 years from the date of payment. So the time limit set for refund is 2 years from the date of payment. That means within 2 years, from the date of payment of the tax, we can claim for refund. Okay, that's how the next. What is the time limit for claiming the refund? There is a different. The time limit is different under different circumstances. Okay, generally, in time would be 2 years from relevant date. 2 years from relevant date. What are the relevant dates of various transactions? Let us see what is the reason for claiming GST refund? What is the relevant date for GST refund? Excess payment of GST. For excess payment of GST, the relevant date is date of payment. That means from the date of payment of tax, within 2 years, the supplier is required to claim refund. After 2 years from the date of payment of tax, he cannot claim refund. Next, number 2, export or deemed export of goods or services. In case of exports or deemed exports of goods or services, the relevant date is date of dispatch of goods or services, or loading, date of loading, or date of passing the frontier, So from the date of dispatch, or from the date of loading, or from the date of passing the frontier, within 2 years, he is expected to claim for the refund of the tax paid on outward supplies or as well as inward supplies. Next, number 3, ITC accumulates as output tax is exempt or nil rated. ITC accumulates as output is tax exempt or nil rated. So due to change in the tax structure, due to change in the applicability of tax rate to various categories of goods or services. So the last date of financial year, for financial year to which the credit belongs. The credit belongs after that last date, 2 years from the last date of the financial year to which the credit belongs will be considered for finalization or considered as a relevant date for claiming input tax credit. Next, finalization of provisional assessment. In case of finalization of provisional assessment, the relevant date is date on which tax is adjusted. The date on which tax is adjusted. That date, after that date, 2 years. After that date, 2 years is a time limit. Within 2 years from the adjusted date, he has to claim for refund. He has to claim for, that means the supplier has to claim for refund. So in this way, under various circumstances, after relevant date, he has to pay, he has to claim for refund of the tax. He has to claim for the refund of the tax. Next, how to claim GST refund? How to claim GST refund? So the refund application has to be made in form RFD01. In form RFD01, this form is available in the GST portal. So in that form, the supplier has to submit to the GST officers within 2 years. Within 2 years from the relevant date. Within 2 years from the relevant date. That means he has to claim refund within 2 years from the 11th day. After completion of 2 years time, he cannot claim for refund. Okay. So the form should also be certified by the chartered accountant. Whatever the form, that is form RFD01, refund claim made, uh, filled by the supplier, that filled form should be certified by the chartered accountant. That means it should be certified by the auditor so as to authenticate the refund claim, by the supplier. Okay, so this is all about the refund of GST. This is all about the refund of GST. So process of refund. The process of refund is allowed under GST Act by the government. Based on the situation, based on the circumstances, the supplier can claim for refund of the GST from the government. Okay, this is all about the refund of GST under the for the purpose of GST Act. Okay, thank you for very much for attending the class, and I request you to remind our friends to attend more for online classes. If they do not attend, no, you will have semester examinations in the next month itself. Therefore, if you do not attend regularly online classes, you will face problems in the examinations. Okay, so thank you very much for attending the class, and you can exit from the class. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.